Hello, this is Urvika Khade from 7th standard, currently studying in Jnana Prabodhini Prashala. So this is the fourth video which I have recorded on the topic nutrition in living organisms. So in the third video, we saw that how do autotrophic plants make their own food. We saw what is nutrition, what is photosynthesis, and also what are the requirements of photosynthesis. So now, in this video, I am going to discuss with you three topics, which are the factors which affect photosynthesis, the significance of photosynthesis, and how is the transport system in plants. So let us start first with factors affecting photosynthesis. So factors affecting photosynthesis means that which are the materials or which are the factors due to which photosynthesis or the rate of photosynthesis decreases. So I will show the rate of photosynthesis decreasing as this. So PS and arrow pointing downwards means the degrade in the rate of photosynthesis. Okay. So the first factor which affects photosynthesis is too much carbon dioxide. I'm emphasizing too much as carbon dioxide is needed in a specific quantity by the plant. If there is too much of carbon dioxide, the plant won't be able to do photosynthesis. So too much, I'm writing too much in capital letters. Too much of CO2. So CO2 is carbon dioxide, as I already told. So too much carbon dioxide affects the rate of photosynthesis. So it leads the degrade in rate of photosynthesis. So P is arrow pointing downwards. Okay. So here I will also write that if carbon dioxide is inhaled in specific amounts or specific quantity by the plant, then the rate of photosynthesis is going to increase to a specific amount. If the plant inhales carbon dioxide in specific amount, then the rate of photosynthesis is going to increase. Okay, so too much of carbon dioxide degrades or decreases the rate of photosynthesis. Then the next factor which affects the rate of photosynthesis is less. Okay, I'm writing here less or too much. Less or too much of H2O. So we already saw that H2O is water. So we will see mainly why less water affects the rate of photosynthesis. So in the previous video, I have discussed with you what is the turgid condition. So the turgid condition is the swollen up condition of the guard cells or the condition in which the stomata are open. Stomata are small pores present on the downside of the leaf. So if these stomata don't open, then the carbon dioxide can't be inhaled. So we also saw that why is water needed to the turgid condition to happen. So water is sucked in by the guard cells and they swell up. And if they swell up, then they have this shape. And when they have this shape, this is the stomata. So when they have that shape, then the stomata open and the carbon dioxide can be inhaled. So if there is less water, there would be no turgid condition and the stomata won't open. And if there is no water, there would be no carbon dioxide as well. So next factor which affects the rate of photosynthesis is too much of light. Okay, light is really important for photosynthesis, but too much of light can degrade the rate of photosynthesis and also degrade chlorophyll. So too much light. So we already know that chlorophyll is the pigment which helps in the capturing of light. So if too much of light is captured by the chlorophyll, of course they are going to degrade. So degrading chlorophyll, degrading chlorophyll which leads to PS down. So the rate of photosynthesis is degraded due to degrading chlorophyll, which is due to too much of light. Okay. Then the next factor which affects the rate of photosynthesis is temperature. So how does the temperature affect? Temperature affects as too much of temperature or very high temperature is not good for the survival of plants. Neither is too low temperatures. So there is a fixed rate in which plants can photosynthesize the best. So that is 25 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius. So plants can photosynthesize the best in this range. So if it is less than if the temperature is less than 25 degrees Celsius, the plants won't be able to carry on photosynthesis. And if it is more than 30 degrees Celsius, the plants won't be able to conduct photosynthesis. So this is how temperature affects the rate of photosynthesis. Now, next we will see what is the significance of photosynthesis. So what does this word significance mean? Significance means important. So what is the importance of photosynthesis in the world? So the first reason is, of course, for the survival of plants. They make food and consume or utilize some part of it and leave the rest or store the less part which is left. Okay. Then why is photosynthesis needed in the world? So this photosynthesis affects, if there is no photosynthesis, it will affect the most animals. Plants, of course, are going to die if they don't have energy and if they don't produce energy and utilize some part of it. But we also are going to get affected. As I've already told that in the second video, I have given an example that if we are going to make tomato soup, tomato is the raw material which is obtained from the plants. So if there are no plants and no photosynthesis is being taken place, then the tomato won't be produced. And if there is no tomato, we won't be able to make the tomato soup and we can die due to hunger. So there are three main points of significance of photosynthesis. So let us see which are they. So the first point is food chain. So how does this photosynthesis affect the food chain? So food chain is the chain which is carried on by animals or plants. So I will give you an example of food chain. So grass is eaten by, say, deer. Okay. Grass is eaten by the deer and the deer is eaten by, say, a tiger. So these three animals are a part of the food chain. So the whole environment or our surroundings are one big food chain. And if even one of the factor degrades or is destroyed, the whole food chain is going to collapse. So if there is no photosynthesis, no food is going to be produced. And so here we'll write plants. Then we'll write herbivorous animals. Okay, I'm going to write herbi and carni or omni. Okay, so herbivorous animals are those animals which eat only plants. Carnivorous are those animals which eat only meat, and omnivorous are those animals which eat both meat and plants. So if there are no plants, the animals which are herbivorous or eat the plants are also going to die, as they won't get anything to eat. And if there are no herbivorous animals, there are not going to be any carnivorous or omnivorous animals, as they won't get any herbivorous animals to eat. So I've already told that carnivores and omnivores are indirectly dependent on the plants. So if there are no plants and no photosynthesis is being conducted, then the whole food chain is going to collapse. The next significance of photosynthesis is O2 or oxygen. So we all know that oxygen is needed by all of us for the process of respiration. Respiration is also a process in which energy is produced. So O2 is needed by us for respiration, and plants give out O2 as a waste product. So we already saw that the equation of photosynthesis is CO2 plus H2O, and the presence of light and chlorophyll gives C6H12O6, which is glucose or a type of sugar, and O2. So this O2 and CO2. C6H12O6 is also important for us, but O2 is important for the process of respiration. And if we don't respire, we won't produce energy and we can die due to that. And we can't respire if there is no oxygen. And oxygen is given out by plants as a waste product through the process of photosynthesis. So if there is no plant, if there is no photosynthesis, there are going to be no plants. And if there is no photosynthesis, oxygen is not going to be exhaled out as a waste product of the plants. And we won't be able to inhale it, and respiration won't be conducted. So this is why O2 is needed. And it is a significance of photosynthesis. Then the next factor, which is due to photosynthesis, or the significance of photosynthesis, is O2, CO2 cycle. Okay. The O2 and CO2 are in specific amounts in the air, like it is usually represented by a pie chart. So it is not going to be to scale, but please try to understand. Say this is there is nitrogen present in the air. Nitrogen is a harmless. So nitrogen is a harmless gas which is present in 78% of the air. 78% of the air is nitrogen, which is a harmless gas. Then 21%. So it's not. It should be this much. Then 21% is O2. 21%, and 0.03% is carbon dioxide. The amount of carbon dioxide may vary. Many textbooks have many varying amounts, but here I will say that it is 0.03% of CO2. So this 21% and 0.03% of carbon dioxide and O2 is balanced. And this balance is known as the O2-CO2 cycle. So how is this balanced? So we all know that plants take in CO2 and give out O2, and they also inhale O2 for the process of respiration and give out CO2 for the process of respiration. So they take in, give out, take in. This all is being conducted during day and night. So this is how plants help in balancing the O2-CO2 cycle. Next, here is a fun fact that plants photosynthesize and respirate both. So both of these processes, which is photosynthesis and respiration, are the process in which energy is produced. And we all saw that why is energy needed in the process of nutrition. So photosynthesis and respiration. Okay. So plants photosynthesize only in the day, as we all saw that light is a really important aspect or factor which affects photosynthesis. And we also saw that if there is no light, there is not going to be any photosynthesis. So there is no light present in the night, so plants can photosynthesize only in the day, but they can respirate both in day and night. As photosynthesis requires light, so they photosynthesize only in the day. But respiration doesn't need any light, so they can respire in the day and night, any time they want. So here, I wanted to tell that respiration, the process of respiration is exactly the opposite of photosynthesis. It is CO2, sorry, O2 plus C6H12O6. These are the requirements of respiration. Give out CO2 plus H2O plus ATP. ATP is the currency of energy. So respiration can be carried out in the day and night, and photosynthesis can be carried out in the day. This is what I want. Next, we will see transport system. Transport system in plants. So I had told that plants can carry water and minerals from the roots to the whole plant, and they can carry the food from the leaves to the whole plant. So how do they do this? So there are various tubes present in the plants which make up the transport system of the plant. So they are xylem and phloem. So xylem is the tubes are the tubes through which water and minerals are carried. Water and minerals. And phloem are the tubes in which food is carried. So plants carry water and minerals from the roots through xylem, and they carry food from the leaves through phloem. Okay. So if you are getting confused between xylem and phloem, you can remember it such that phloem. So in phloem, the word flow comes. I remember it in that way. So flow. In phloem, the word flow comes, and flow, water can flow. But we don't have to remember it like that. Phloem means flow, and water can flow. The opposite of flow. So food can't flow. So phloem is phloem carries the food. So it is the way in which I remember. So this is the transport system of plants. So now let us see the PPT which I have made. So we saw and revised all these factors. Then this is autotrophic plants. So we saw what is water autotrophic plants and what is photosynthesis. Then we saw this picture representation of photosynthesis. Then we saw the equation of photosynthesis. What is the equation of photosynthesis? Then next we saw what are the requirements of photosynthesis, like CO2, water, chlorophyll, and light. So now we will see which are the factors affecting photosynthesis. So the first factor is too much of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide is needed by the plants but in a specific amount. So if there is too much of carbon dioxide or too little of carbon dioxide, then it is going to lead to the degrade of photosynthesis. So too much of carbon dioxide can stagnate, which can lead to the decrease of rate of photosynthesis. So stagnant is the condition in which plants can't photosynthesize. So less water will not lead to the turgid condition, due to which the stomata won't open and the carbon dioxide won't be taken in. So as I already told, that if these are the guard cells and the stomata is open, then this is known as the turgid condition. It is known as the turgid condition. So the condition in which the stomata are not open is also known as the stagnant condition. Okay, the condition in which the stomata are not open. The next factor which affects photosynthesis is too much of light. Too much of light can lead to the degrade of chlorophyll or chlorophyll degradation, one and the same. And the fourth, temperature. Plants need to carry out photosynthesis in the range of 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. If the temperature is more or less, the plants cannot carry out photosynthesis. Okay. Then the significance of photosynthesis. First is the food chain. Plants help balance and continue food chain. I told you why. Herbivorous animals are dependent on the plants, and carnivorous or omnivorous animals are dependent on the herbivorous animals, which are again dependent on the plants. So if there are no plants, then there won't be any life. And if plants or photosynthesis is destroyed, then the whole food chain is going to collapse. The second one is plants give out oxygen through the process of photosynthesis, which is used by all other animals in the process of nutrition. Okay. So, sorry. Here it should be, I've written nutrition by mistake. It should be respiration. Okay. Oxygen is used in the process of respiration. I've told you the equation of respiration. It is O2 plus C6H12O6 gives CO2 plus H2O plus ATP. So oxygen is needed by all the animals for the process of respiration. Next, plants help balance the oxygen and carbon dioxide cycle, which is present in the air. As plants inhale oxygen and exhale oxygen and inhale carbon dioxide in the cycle is balanced as well as controlled. The cycle is controlled by the process of photosynthesis. So here, significance of photosynthesis. Food. By photosynthesis, green plants synthesize food from simple raw materials like carbon dioxide and water. This sustains life. So food is produced in the process of photosynthesis. Food is C6H12O6, which is a type of sugar, namely glucose. So it is produced in the process of photosynthesis, and we eat that food and produce energy. Okay. Then next, oxygen. Oxygen released during the process of photosynthesis is needed by animals and humans. It is also required for respiration of microbes. Oxygen also supports combustion of fuels. So you can exclude this part, combustion of fuels and other factors. Only remember what I told, that oxygen is needed by us for the process of respiration. Okay. The next is fuels. Let's not consider this. We'll exclude that part. Sorry. Then transport system in plants. Plants need a transport system to deliver the water, minerals, and food to other parts of the plant. So xylem, they're the special tubes in the plant which help in transporting the water from the which is absorbed by the root hair to the leaves and an entire plant. And phloem, the tubes which transport the food which is made in the leaves to all parts of the plant are known as the phloem. So that is the end of autotrophic plants. So only this was in autotrophic plants. So I hope that you liked today's video, and I hope that you liked today's video. Only this much for this video. Bye. In the next class or the next video, I will discuss with you how do heterotrophic plants, or the plants which don't make their own food, carry out the process of nutrition. So bye till then.